help us to work with our mathematical fluency, work on our language acquisition. So yesterday someone spent a total of X dollars. Today they had to spend a total of $12. How much money did they spend altogether over the last 2 days? Well, a total amount of money is going to come from the sum of the money spent one day and the amount of money spent the next day. So how much did they spend yesterday? Problem tells us directly that the amount of money spent yesterday was X. How much money was spent today? That was directly told to us to be 12. Since we're looking for the altogether amount, we'll take those two quantities and add them together, and that's the final answer to this particular problem. There's an expression that would represent the amount of money spent altogether over the last 2 days. Okay, let's try another one. It's short enough we can do a couple examples. So last year a company made Y dollars. This year they made $1,000 more than the amount that they made last year. How much total has been earned over the 2 years? So how much was made last year? Again, the problem directly says that that's Y. Be careful now, how much was made this year? This year is not $1,000, it's $1,000 more than the amount made last year. And the amount made last year was Y. So we're going to take the last year amount, which was Y, add 1,000 to that, and that's how much was made this year, Y plus 1,000. Then it does ask for the total, so we'll take those two amounts and we'll add them together, and there's the final answer. You can do a little bit of mini simplification here, I guess. Y plus Y is 2Y, so one might say 2Y plus 1,000, but at any rate that is just an expression, and it's an expression to represent how much money this company made over the last 2 years. Okay, why don't you pause the video and try one on your own now. Imagine there was a bake sale, and at the bake sale a total of 700 chocolate chip cookies were baked. At the sale, Z of the cookies were sold. How many of the cookies must remain? Now, assuming you paused it and tried it on your own here, I threw in a little bit of a different wrinkle this time, right? How many cookies were there made for the sale? 700. How many of them were sold? How many of them were given away, sold away? That's Z. But if you want to know how many remain, what would you do with those two numbers? Unlike the other examples, which were adding, this one would be a subtraction problem because you had 700 and you sold Z of them. So how many of them remain? That would be 700 minus Z.